The following is a production of WCMP Sports. It's time for high school basketball action here on WCMP. Tonight, we'll see the East Central Eagles taking on the Pine City Dragons. Tip-off is headed your way shortly, but now we send it to the court for the pregame. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's broadcast of high school basketball here on WCMP. I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman here on 100.9 FM WCMP. Thanks so much for joining in here this evening. And we are getting set for this broadcast of boys basketball between the Pine City Dragons and the East Central Eagles here at East Central High School in Finlayson, Minnesota. I, of course, again, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. I'll be joining you for the broadcast of this game, and it should be a fun one. It should be a battle. It should be a great one, and I am so excited to be out here tonight. It's been a while since I've been here to East Central High School, a little bit too long, if you're asking me. I should be here a lot more because this has been a great season for both of these squads. But so happy to be back here at East Central High School for tonight's boys basketball game. And again, it should be a fun one here between these two teams. East Central coming in on top of the conference, undefeated. Pine City coming in with one loss in the conference. And guess who that one loss was to early in the season? That's right, East Central. They lost to East Central at home by a score of, I believe it was a 47-44-43 loss there for Pine City. And now they'll look to exact some revenge here on the road. But East Central, they might be on the strongest part of their season right now. They have gone off and rattled off a lot of wins here as of late. In fact, 8 in a row. They started out the season 2-5, with one of those wins being over, again, Pine City, but have since gone and won 8 straight here for the East Central Eagles. And again, they are playing very, very strong basketball right now as we take a look at this 8-game win streak over Hope Academy, Swanville, Moose Lake, Willow River, Hinckley, Finlayson, Ogilvie, Renshaw, Rush City, and Mille Lacs. And in fact, last week they put up 2 back-to-back 90-point games on back-to-back nights. They beat Renshaw 99-77, and then they beat Rush City 93-57 there just on last Tuesday. So for them to be putting up those kind of points is very, very impressive, and I can't wait to see how well they're going to do here more this evening. So again, we are at East Central High School and broadcasting on 100.9 FM WCMP, and I am excited here for this one this evening as these two teams, they know each other pretty well. No secrets being hidden here in this game, as I actually had a chance to talk with the East Central boys basketball head coach, Darren Vogt, actually, and we'll hear that interview. Actually, I think we'll go to it right now. So we got about 15 minutes left in the pregame, and again, I had a chance to speak with the head coach of the East Central Eagles, Darren Vogt, about kind of tonight's game and this season so far for his squad. And we'll take a commercial break here, a word from our fine sponsors, and we'll also hear that interview with head coach Darren Vogt. I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. You're listening to Boys Basketball on 100.9 FM WCMP.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a 4-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
Coach, thanks so much for joining me here today. I greatly appreciate it.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And now as we take a look at this team, you guys are currently on a nice 8-game win streak. And looking back at the beginning of the season, you faced some very tough competition. You were 2-5 and then have gone and won 8 straight. What does that mean to you as a coach, and what have you seen from your team this year just moving forward?
Well, as a coach, I think it gives me some validation in my thought process. I guess we started playing against some 3 and 4A schools to start the season with. I like to get us started tough before we get into this grind of the conference games and things like that. We've been on the road a lot. We were on the road. We played, I think it was December 16th. We had a home game, and our next home game wasn't until January 24th. So we're road tested. We're maybe a little battle weary, but boy, we're looking forward to being home now. What I've seen from my kids is, man, they're just tough. They're so resilient, and that's what you're looking for. We're led by outstanding seniors of Nathan Zielinski and Kyle McDonald, and they keep their heads in the game. They keep everything going straight. We got the big monster underneath there, Jacob Dixon. He just keeps plugging away, and on nights that the refs don't hate tall people, he's awesome. If we keep him off foul trouble, we're a pretty decent team right now.
For sure, and you talked about these guys at the beginning of the year and how they were going to have to step up, be the leaders, and what has it been like to watch these guys grow throughout this season?
It's been awesome, absolutely awesome. When you see all the work that you put in the past couple of years, and this work in the summer, and the weight room work, and that really come to fruition, and not only just in their actions, but in the fact that they bring everyone with them. That whole thing where, my kid just leads by example and doesn't, he goes to the gym by himself, leads by example. Well, I don't believe in that. I believe in order to lead, you got to bring your team with you. And that's what these guys do. If they got to go pick people up at 5:30 in the morning to get them to the weight room, that's what they do, and that's what they've done. And that is the absolute biggest reason that we're having the success we're having right now, is because it is player-led, not coach-led. And that just has to do with the leadership of Nathan, Jacob, Kyle. It's their leadership that has put us in this situation.
This team currently sits at second in the Section 5A East, and you had last week back-to-back games in which you scored 90 points. Now, I know at the end of the day it's a win that matters, but what is it like to see your team be able to put up those kind of performances?
Well, obviously the shots are falling. And, every team out there shoots every day. It's not like we don't have – everybody shoots threes, everybody shoots free throws, but our percentages were up. And our looks are good, and we're doing the little things. You start looking at things like making a good pass to that three-point shooter instead of throwing it at his feet or throwing it so he has to jump, but getting him so he's catching it in his shot pocket and being able to comfortably shoot. And then the fact that he's able to shoot because he knows that if he misses, hey, you know what? We're crashing the boards. We might very well give him another look right away. So he doesn't have all that pressure on him. So I think it's what makes a good shooting team is all the little things that go into it, from the where you're getting the ball at, getting it somewhere you like, getting a good pass, having confidence your teammates are going to get the rebound. All those things go in. There's no such thing as that 20-point shot, we always say. It's all you got, keep plugging away. Well, keep plugging away long enough, you look up the scoreboard, all of a sudden we got 90 points sitting up there. It's like, holy macaroni, that's crazy. But it's also really fun.
As we look here, coming up here this evening, you guys got a pretty big matchup talking about Pine City, but you're also undefeated in the conference right now at 6-0. And what does this game tonight mean for this team, and also what is the message to the team for tonight's game? Well,
we still have 10 games left, whatever it is, something more than that even. We can't this is what it is. It's a big conference matchup. If we were 3-3 in the conference right now, it'd still be a big conference matchup. We're not making. If we lose, we lose. We win, we win. No matter what, we're playing Ankly Thursday. So this is the game. One game, we get ready for one at a time. It's always nice to beat Pine. Sure it is. But we know that. We don't have to converse about it a bunch. I think the biggest story going into tonight's game is I talked to Coach Allen this morning, and he's coming in clean-shaven. So, I think that's the biggest story of the game.
Oh, that might be the story of the week right there.
Yeah, he's coming clean shaven tonight. I'm looking forward to it.
Wow, that'll be a little bit different to see.
Right?
Oh. But continuing forward here, this schedule you've got coming up is a pretty gnarly one. This week alone, you play 3 games. It's either a conference opponent or section opponent, and you talk about just taking it one game at a time. And I gotta imagine the players really take that and run with that as well.
Yes, I think they do, because that's, in practice, we're not talking ahead. We're not looking ahead. I mean, we want to make sure we're getting our sleep every night. But during the season, like I say, it's a grind. It's so nice to be home, We hadn't been home forever. We come home one night last week with Rush City after we've been gone for over a month. And, my gosh, the basket looked like it was, about 6 foot across, apparently. We shot 50% from three-point land, 14 for 28 against them. Hey, I'll take that home treatment there if that continues to work. I don't expect to shoot that well all the time. Otherwise, we'd never lose. If we can shoot somewhere close to that, we'll be in every game. I expect tonight, all this week, it's going to come down to last 5 minutes of the game and who can hit the shots that matter in the last few minutes of the game, who doesn't turn the ball over, who can handle the pressure. It's really exciting. You'll see a ton of growth in these kids. I have some 9th graders playing in that, and this is excellent for them. And it's great atmosphere for my seniors. I tell them, take it in, remember it. You'll never get it back. So just soak it in, have fun, enjoy the excitement, remember every moment, and just have some fun with it. And that's what they've been doing, and I hope they continue to do it. We don't want to make any one game too big.
Talking again about this game, these two teams know each other pretty well, and I'm sure it's tough to come up with things that the other hasn't seen before. Yeah,
I mean, I don't have any big secret thing in that. We shouldn't let Luke Wilson be open. How about that? There's something, we shouldn't let Riley Cummings get 17 rebounds like he did the first game against us. That. You know what Pine's going to do. They're going to play really hard D. They're going to shoot threes. They're going to crash the boards. And Kyle's going to jump up, down, scream a lot. That's what we got, And I'm going to patrol up and down the sidelines, barking orders, yelling at this person, that person, and we're going to play D. We're going to try and hit some threes. We're going to try and throw it inside to our big monster, Jacob Dixon. And we're going to try and get out with a win. There's no secrets. Kids know each other. Coaches know each other. We hang out. We spend all summer playing each other. Unless there's some foreign exchange student or something that Kyle got in here or something, no, there's no secrets.
Coach, that is all that I have. Is there anything else that you wanted to add?
Not really. I'd like to thank all our fans for their support. I'd like to thank my wife and family for their continued support. We got great coaches. We got a great system going on here. And we're just enjoying our time here at East Central. So I appreciate the interview here, Game Day.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks again for doing this. Greatly appreciate it.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Back here on WCMP 100.9 FM, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. I'll bring you all the action from tonight's game between the Eagles and the Pine City Dragons. Again, thanks so much to head coach Darren Vogt for doing that interview with me here today. Actually, he did it this morning, so I am so appreciative to that. Again, if you missed that interview or you missed part of it and you want to hear the whole thing, you can go to our website at WCMPradio.com, go to the sports tab, and click on interviews. That's where you can find that interview and go back and listen to it as many times as you would like here this evening or whenever you would like. You can go there and it will always be there. It will be up. It won't be deleted and it won't get deleted once you listen to it. Nothing like that. You can go there, listen to it anytime that you would like here this evening again or any other time. So again, this game, a Great River Conference game here between these two teams. And for East Central, again, 6-0 in the conference this year. They are 4-1 in their section, which is 5A East. So they are 4-1 in that section. It's a very tough section as we take a look at their section of 5A East. They've beat Mille Lacs. They fell to Barnum. That's their lone loss in the section this year, and they've played plenty. They played Swanville and beat them. They played Ogilvie and beat them. They played Mille Lacs and beat them again. They will play Cromwell Wright and McGregor. They'll play Cromwell Wright this Friday at the end of the week, and then McGregor. And then after their game against Rush City, it's pretty much all 5A and 7A teams from there on out. That'll be an interesting stretch of play there for East Central. Again, they have this nice 3-game homestand this week, which they say, you heard head coach Vogt say, this is huge for them. They love to be home, and they, again, what team doesn't love to play at home in front of this crowd? We've pretty much got a sellout crowd here for East Central. They have packed this side of the stands, that is the home stands, and they've even got the other stands on the opposite side out for the Pine City Dragon fans so they don't mix. And it's packed here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited to see this one play out as, again, we are in the pregame of the East Central Eagles taking on the Pine City Dragons. Again, East Central on an 8-game win streak dating back to Thursday, December 29th. They've won 8 straight, including a couple over their conference opponents. That's Hinckley Finlayson, Ogilvie, Rush City, and Mille Lacs. Of course, they had that one win over Pine City earlier in the year on December 9th. So, bragging rights on the line for this season. Who will win? And if Pine City wins, they will tie the series up during the season and could cling on to their hopes of a conference title. But if East Central wins, they are well on their way to getting a conference title when Pine City has held the proverbial crown for many seasons in a row. East Central in a great opportunity right now to take the conference crown away from Pine City here this season with a win here tonight. Now, it's not over. East Central still has to play a couple of conference games against Hinckley Finlayson on Thursday, Rush City next Tuesday, then Bram twice more, as well as Ogilvie once more towards the end of the season. So it's not over by any means for East Central, but they would be well on their way to another conference crown, seeing as how they've already beat Hinckley Finlayson, Rush City once, and Ogilvie once. They just have to play Bram twice. So East Central looking to try and somewhat lock up the conference. It's not locked up by any means, but a win would go a long way here tonight. And Pine City looking to try and tie atop of the conference at 6-1 here with East Central. And again, for Pine City, a win would go extremely a long way as well. We're just about set for our national anthem and our starting lineups. We'll take a commercial break and hear a word from some of our fine sponsors. And when we come back, we'll be set for tip-off here inside East Central High School for this Great River Conference matchup between the Eagles and the Dragons. I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. You're listening to Boys Basketball on 100.9 FM, WCMP.
Your tomorrow is important to Pine Insurance Agency and Grinnell Mutual. That's why you can trust us to provide you with personalized service and a full range of insurance coverages you can count on. We'll be there when you need us so you can trust in tomorrow. For all your insurance needs, contact Pine Insurance Agency, your local Grinnell Mutual agent at pineagency.us today. Trust in Tomorrow is a registered trademark of Grinnell Mutual Reinsurance Company.
It's time to start pushing snow. Sorry, just the messenger. Thankfully, Minnesota Equipment in Isanti has affordable machines to do the heavy lifting. Any size property. Toro and Aaron's walk behind snow blowers. Oh, you got land, huh? How about John Deere lawn and garden tractors? Or a compact utility tractor? Minnesota Equipment has them in stock. Snow removal doesn't have to be backbreaking. Not if you get into Minnesota Equipment. Highway 65 in Isanti. Or visit minnesotaequipment.com.
Hey, I'm Chad Greenway. When I was playing, I loved chasing down running backs. But you shouldn't have to chase your bank around when you're buying a home. Franzen Bank and Trust Mortgage Consultants will be with you stride for stride, like a linebacker on a running back, from pre-approval to closing and beyond. Let Franzen Bank guide you through the mortgage process. Learn more at franzenbank.com/getThere. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
No appointment? No problem. Injuries and feeling ill don't always happen during normal business hours. That's why Wellia Health has urgency services open 7 days a week. Urgency Services in Pine City offers the care you need when you need it. Hours are now 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week. No need to call or make an appointment. Just stop in. When tomorrow isn't soon enough and normal business hours just won't do, you can count on Wellia Health to be there for you. Live life well at Wellia Health.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a 4-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
Coach, thanks so much for joining me here today. I greatly appreciate it.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And now as we take a look at this team, you guys are currently on a nice 8-game win streak. And looking back at the beginning of the season, you faced some very tough competition. You were 2-5 and then have gone and won 8 straight. What does that mean to you as a coach, and what have you seen from your team this year just moving forward?
Well, as a coach, I think it gives me some validation in my thought process. I guess we started playing against some 3 and 4A schools to start the season with. I like to get us started tough before we get into this grind of the conference games and things like that. We've been on the road a lot. We were on the road. We played, I think it was December 16th. We had a home game, and our next home game wasn't until January 24th. So we're road tested. We're maybe a little battle weary, but boy, we're looking forward to being home now. What I've seen from my kids is, man, they're just tough. They're so resilient, and that's what you're looking for. We're led by outstanding seniors of Nathan Zielinski and Kyle McDonald, and they keep their heads in the game. They keep everything going straight. We got the big monster underneath there, Jacob Dixon. He just keeps plugging away, and on nights that the refs don't hate tall people, he's awesome, If we keep him off foul trouble, we're a pretty decent team right now.
For sure, and you talked about these guys at the beginning of the year and how they were going to have to step up, be the leaders, and what has it been like to watch these guys grow throughout this season?
It's been awesome, absolutely awesome. When you see all the work that you put in the past couple of years, and this work in the summer, and the weight room work, and that really come to fruition, and not only just in their actions, but in the fact that they bring everyone with them. That whole thing where, my kid just leads.
Back here on WCMP 100.9 FM. We are just about set to get our tip-off here inside East Central High School. Your starting lineups for the Pine City Dragons wearing their white away uniforms, head coached by Kyle Allen. It will be number 14, Isaiah Haas, number 23, Luke Wilson, number 24, Lamont Sidney, 31, Mason Charles, and 32, Riley Cummings. On the other side for the East Central Eagles wearing their home blue uniforms with the silver numbers outlined in white, it'll be number 0, Kyle McDonald, 1, Warren Carlson, number 23, Nate Zielinski, number 24, Jacob Dixon, and number 32, Ben Carlin. And at the center court, it is going to be Jacob Dixon and Lamont Sidney, the two bigs, going out of there. 2 number 24s going after this tip-off, and we are underway. Tip-off 1 here by the Eagles. And it'll be Kyle McDonald who gives it off now to Carlson. Carlson tries to drive inside. It's blocked by Lamont Sidney, but it gets back out here to Ben Carlin. Carlin will get it off here to McDonald. And trying to drive inside is McDonald. We're going to get an early foul here on the Dragons, and I believe that should send someone to the line. And I apologize, I didn't see. I think that's on Isaiah Haas, the first foul. And McDonald to shoot 2. First one is up and no good. No good on the first there from Kyle McDonald. The second one, no good as well, but the rebound taken in there by Ben Carlin. And now off to Warren Carlson. He gives it off inside to Dixon. Dixon up and in for 2. And the first points are on the board here for East Central. And the Dragons take it the other way. It's Luke Wilson. Luke Wilson takes it to the far side. Wilson will have it poked out of bounds. Last touch by Carlson. So Cummings will get it inbounded here to Luke Wilson. Wilson on that far side gets a screen from Cummings. Wanted to give it off. To Haas. Now takes it to the near side himself. Looks for a screen again from Cummings. Tries to go inside. Pass it all the way across the court there to Sidney. Sidney will lob it there to Luke Wilson, and that is going to go over Luke Wilson's head, and it will go back to the Eagles as it travels out of bounds. And a miscommunication there between Sidney and Wilson is Wilson went one way, Sidney passed it the other way, and it is back now in the front court for the Eagles as it's inbounded here to Jacob Dixon. Now on the far side there for Kyle McDonald. Back to Ben Carlin. To McDonald here. He gives it across the court to Carlson. Carlson looking to drive inside. Backs out to McDonald. McDonald for three. That's off the front of the rim. No good. And Riley Cummings going to bring down the rebound there for Pine City. Quickly up the court goes Luke Wilson, and his shot is no good. Going to get a tie, a jump ball, and the possession arrow favors the Dragons. So possession arrow with the Dragons. They'll get to inbound it here after the missed shot from Luke Wilson. He'll get it inbounded here to Isaiah Haas. Now to Lamont Sidney for three, and that's come up well short, and it'll be knocked out of bounds. That's touched by Cummings. It was really close. Jake Dixon looked like he might have got a fingertip on it, but Cummings is the last one to touch it out of bounds there for the Dragons, and it will be Eagle ball. So the Eagles will bring it up the court here to Kyle McDonald. Quickly now to Warren Carlson. He nearly trips, nearly traveled. Now gets it off here to Nate Zielinski, and his shot is up. No good. Rebounded there by Isaiah Haas. Quickly up the court come the Dragons. It's Luke Wilson again. He'll give it off to Lamont Sidney, who fakes the three, pulls it down, puts up a three again, and that's through. Lamont Sidney for three. Sidney will give the Dragons a 3-2 lead, but there is plenty of action to be had here in this one. This won't be the last time we see either team score for sure. This little hook, little shot up is no good there by the Eagles. Riley Cummings, I believe that was McDonald who shot that one, no good. Now driving inside is Luke Wilson, gets it off to Riley Cummings for two. Nice job by Luke Wilson there to kind of drive in sideways and then find Cummings underneath for two. It'll be a 5-2 lead now here for Pine City. East Central has it, and it's Zielinski on the far side trying to dribble it up the middle. He has Carlin to his right. He will not give it to him, though. He's going to drive it in himself. He gives it off on the near side to Dixon. Dixon trying to drive inside. He dribbles it once, now gives it back top of the key to Zielinski. Zielinski's going to drive in, and quick whistle there. So it looks like they're not going to allow these two teams to play too physical here this evening, and I believe they're going to get that on Lamont Sidney. They will. His first, team second. And quickly inbound here to Dixon, now to Carlson. And now to Dixon. Dixon shot up, no good. Excuse me, that was Zielinski. His shot no good. Rebounded there by Kyle McDonald. Goes inside. It's nearly stolen away, but somehow gets to Dixon. It looks like we're going to get another foul here on Sidney. Yeah, again, looks like they're not going to allow them to play physical whatsoever here. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say not whatsoever, but they're going to be a little more close with the calls. Carlin will inbound here to Carlson, and now to Zielinski. Zielinski on that far side elbow. Goes all the way across court to Ben Carlin, and that is tipped by Luke Wilson. And it will go out of bounds as McDonald just watches it roll. And checking in for the first time here tonight is A.J. Austinson. And Lamont Sidney will have to come sit for a little while as he has two fouls. Now it's Zielinski with it for the Eagles on the far side. Gives it to the top of the key. Inside here for Carlin, or excuse me, that's Dixon. Now gets it out here to Carlson. Carlson gives it off to McDonald. McDonald on the near side nearly loses the ball on the dribble. Then gives it inside to Carlson, and you're going to get a foul there on Cummings as he kind of held Carlson as he was going for the ball, and that's the correct call there. So Cummings with his first and the team's fourth already. So if you're the Dragons, in a bit of foul trouble here early, something that you got to make sure of. Now Dixon gets the inbound quickly, and travel there by Dixon, and an easy call there that time, as now the Dragons will have it their front court. It's Luke Wilson who gets around, gives it off far side to Austinson. Austinson will get a screen there from Charles, and he'll pass it to Luke Wilson, and that's just over the head and through the hand of Wilson. And right now the passing for Pine City has not been great. It's something they'll have to clean up here if they want to find some success as we go along. Low-scoring game as we're 14 and a half minutes to go here in the first half. This ball gets inside to Dixon. He gives it back out here to Carlson for 3, and that's going to be off the front of the rim, no good. But getting the rebound that time was Dixon, no good, and Cummings grabs that rebound, and quickly up the court come the Dragons. It's Luke Wilson, his shot no good. Cummings shot no good on the rebound. Mason Charles got the rebound that time, and then it's rebounded here by Zielinski for the Eagles, and a 3 there from McDonald is no good, and rebounded by Carlson, but knocked out of bounds by A.J. Austinson. Austinson thought that one was going to go out of bounds, so he let it go, but Carlson right there to pick it up, and then swatted it out of his hands as it goes out of bounds, and McDonald will have to come to the sideline. Not sure what happened there. I believe, oh boy, I'm so blind. I believe it's Braden Olson in the game, and a 3 there, no good, and Cummings will bring down the rebound. So number 12, Braden Olson in the game here for East Central, and Mason Charles cannot get the roll. And Austinson, unfortunately, trying to keep it alive. Hit it out of bounds, but they're going to say it's Pine City ball. So Luke Wilson will look to inbound here, and he'll have to get it in, and he'll lob it into Charles. Charles stands on the far side. Gives it back to Wilson. Wilson on the far side corner. Looks to get around. He'll bring it to the top of the key. Give it off to A.J. Austinson. It's a slow rolling ball to him, though, so he can't pop off any shot. Gives it off to Luke Wilson on the far side. Oh. Got him for a travel. I didn't see a travel there, but. He must have picked up that plant foot or something, but I didn't see it. Kyle McDonald coming back with a 3. He's trying to get it working, but it's rebounded here by Ben Carlin. And now he'll get it off to Zielinski, who will pull up from the free throw line. It's good. And the and 1. So Zielinski for 2 plus the and 1. And that foul going to go on Luke Wilson, his first, team's 5th. And now Zielinski for the possible 3-point play. Shot is up and good. So Zielinski ties it at 5 here with under 13 and a half to go. A fast-moving first half here in this one and low scoring. Dragons now have it in their front court. A.J. Austinson, he'll bring it across the way, give it to Luke Wilson. Luke Wilson looks for a screen. He gives it off to Austinson. Far side, he'll put up a 3 that's going to come up short. And it is Jacob Dixon there for the rebound, and Dixon's going to be a problem all night for the Dragons as he is just not allowing the Dragons to get any sort of rebounds right now. It's going to be a good battle between him and Cummings. This ball here to Braden Olson. Olson gives it inside to Dixon. Dixon trying to find a way around Cummings. Oh, they're going to get Cummings for a foul there. I thought that was kind of all ball, but they do not agree, and they're down on the court, so we'll stick with what they say. So Cummings is going to pick up his second, team 6th, and Dragons in a lot of trouble here early on. 12:49 to go. We're tied at 5 as Jacob Dixon, goes to the line to shoot 2. First one and gets the friendly roll off the front of the rim to fall through. And now checking into the game is number 10. I believe that's Matthew Blake. That is. So Matthew Blake into the game for Pine City. And the second shot is up and no good there from Dixon, so he makes 1 of 2, and it's rebounded by Isaiah Haas. Coming the other way is Luke Wilson. Now to A.J. Austinson. He'll bounce pass it out to Luke Wilson. An extra long 3 is no good, but Mason Charles right there for the rebound, and then he passes it high off to Luke Wilson, who puts it back up in for 3. That time he gets it to fall through, and it's an 8-6 lead now for Pine City. As here come the Eagles back the other way. It's Zielinski getting around one defender. Pass it off on the far side to Braden Olson. Olson now trying to go inside to Dixon, but it's off of his hand and stolen away there by Isaiah Haas. And back come the Dragons. Luke Wilson for 3. That's no good. And oh my goodness, out of nowhere, Mason Charles gets the rebound. And that shot up and no good. And a rebound there for Jacob Dixon. And oh my, you got to let him play a little bit, refs. You got to let him play a little bit. So a quick whistle that time, and that one's going to be on Matthew Blake. And I believe it'll be Jacob Dixon at the line to shoot the 1-and-1 as Ashton Seals checks into the game. And for Dixon here, he's got a chance to tie this one back up at 8. But a 1-and-1 opportunity now for Dixon as the first one is up and good. Make it 8-7. Kyle McDonald will check out. Coming in for him is Warren Carlson. And again, Jacob Dixon made the first, and he'll look to tie it up with this one. And it's through, so Dixon will tie this game at 8 as we dip under 12 minutes to go here first half. Austinson gets a screen. He'll give it off to Wilson. Wilson, that one's blocked as it'll go out of bounds. Last touch by Zielinski, so the ball will stay with the Dragons. The passing right now has just been not there for Pine City. They're struggling to get these passes cleanly anywhere. And Wilson will look for a screen from Haas. It didn't get there. He'll back it out now to Austinson in the far side corner for Ashton Seals. That's going to be, well, no good, and that should be Pine City ball. It will be. Last touch by the Eagles. So Pine City catches a break on that one, and they'll look to inbound once again. Luke Wilson fakes the inbound, and he'll go deep, and that one is tipped and stolen away here as Warren Carlson puts it up and in for 2. That was an ill-advised pass there. I believe it was Zielinski who got his hand on it. Maybe it was even Dixon. Well, one of them did. And now coming back the other way is A.J. Austinson for the 3. It's no good. Rebounded that time by Dixon. And here come the Eagles the other way. Zielinski with it. He's trying to drive inside. He's got really nowhere to go. Tries to go inside to Dixon. And that's a beautiful pass inside for Jacob Dixon for 2. To make it 12-8 in favor of the Eagles with 11 minutes to go here in the first half. Luke Wilson takes it, and he'll shoot up a long 3. That falls through. Luke Wilson, he's starting to feel himself now, and that's dangerous because he's a very good shooter. Makes it 12-11. Dragons down by 1. Zielinski tries to drive inside. He puts it up and in for 2 on a nice spin move from Zielinski. 14-11 is the score. Back the other way. Luke Wilson going to get double teamed, gives it off to Austinson on the far side. Austinson finds a lane inside and then stops, backs it out to Luke Wilson, who wanted the 3, fakes the 3, then takes the 3, and that one's no good. It rattles out. Rebound there by Zielinski, and he's going to take it up the court here for the Eagles. Eagles have it near side. Look for a screen, does Zielinski. Almost broke his own ankles a little bit, but then passes it off here to Carlin. Carlin, that goes inside, and it's no good. Stolen away there by Austinson, and Austinson, he'll give it off to Luke Wilson, who races up the court. His shot is up, no good, but he was fouled, and the first foul on the Eagles here this evening comes with 10-11 to go in the first half, and that is going against Warren Carlson. So Luke Wilson at the line here to shoot 2 for the Dragons. First one is up and rolls off the front of the rim home. Make it 14-12. We'll get a couple substitutions here. Number 2 checks into the game here for East Central. That is Ramsey Kiernan. Second one is up and good from Wilson, so he makes them both to pull the Dragons back within 1 at 14-13, but the Eagles, Kiernan has it, and he'll give it off here to Carlson. Carlson gives it back to Kiernan. Kiernan on the far side, lobs it inside to Dixon. Dixon trying to get it around Haas, and the shot is up. Oh, they're going to say foul here on Haas, and again, foul trouble for Pine City. I believe it's Haas who, yes it is. His second foul, team's 8th, and at the line to shoot 2 now is Jacob Dixon. His team leads already 14-13 with 10:02 to go in the first half, and the first one is up and good there from Dixon. Couple substitutions here for Pine City. Checking in for the first time here tonight is Charlie Osmus. But Dixon, second one falls short, and it's rebounded there by Ashton Seals. So he makes 1 of 2, does Dixon. Now it's A.J. Austinson on the near side. He's left wide open for 3, but that goes off the front of the rim, no good, and the Dragons aren't crashing the board right now. It's Kyle McDonald, brings it the other way, puts it up and in for 2. And I think the Dragons wanted a charge call there. Probably could have got one, but the referees do not agree. 17-13, the lead now for East Central. A.J. Austinson in some trouble, but he gets it off and now has it to Luke Wilson on the far side. And Luke Wilson trying to get some fancy moves. Top of the key, and that's well short. But Osmus right there for the rebound for Pine City. And they'll pass it around a little bit more, will Pine City. It's Ashton Seals who gives it back to Luke Wilson. Luke Wilson will take the three, and he is just off right now. And this rebound taken by Warren Carlson, but stolen right back here by Mason Charles. Mason Charles maybe got away with a little bit of a bump there. And he'll take it, put up a little bit of a lob. No good. Mason Charles with the rebound. Luke Wilson tries to get it off to Ashton Seals on the far side, and it's out of bounds. The Dragons right now struggling with turnovers and not seem to be on the same page as in passing the ball. This lob pass here to Kyle McDonald. He's lucky that no one was around, but that was a smart pass because he knew no one was around him. And now it's Zielinski with it. He's going to pull up a three in face of pressure. No good. And Jacob Dixon right there for the rebound. And they're going to say Dixon gets the foul. That'll be his first, team second. The Dragons catch a break there, and yeah, that's an unfortunate call because it's one of those where it probably wouldn't have been called, but the player fell down on top of the Dragon defender and made him fall. So yeah, that is a foul, unfortunately. It's not one that anybody likes, but unfortunately it is a foul. Luke Wilson will take it up the court here for the Dragons. Tries to go inside to Ashton Seals, backs it out to A.J. Austinson, and now he's going to try and drive inside. Gets underneath the basket, reverse layup, no good, and Ramsey Kiernan is right there for the rebound for the Eagles. Ramsey Kiernan had to pick up his dribble as he almost traveled, gives it off to McDonald. McDonald now trying to come near side, goes behind, goes up, shot is up, no good, and right there is Ben Carlin for the rebound, and probably should have been a charge on East Central. They didn't get it called, and now Mason Charles is on the floor in some pain. And not sure who the foul is on there as Charles is in some pain. It's on Luke Wilson. So they're going to say the bucket is good. And Charles on the floor. We'll take a commercial break. Basketball here on WCMP.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer. That signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Back here on WCMP, Mason Charles is walking off under his own power. Not sure what he got injured. We're not going to speculate because last thing you want to see is anybody injured. Especially in a game like this, you want both teams to be healthy. You want both teams to be going at each other with full strength. So Mason Charles will go to the sidelines and he'll get looked at. And Kyle Allen is asking why the last shot before Carlin's shot fell wasn't a charge call, and I think he's got a point. And I think he's got a very valid point, and I don't see how it wasn't called. But either way, it's going to be a shot here for Carlin as he looks for the three-point play to put his team up by 7. And the referees are going to talk about something, and again, great job by the referees being able to talk about something and, talk it over and get a call going. And Carlin, again, looks for the three-point play. Again, Kyle Allen, I think, has a point. He wanted the charge before the rebound was grabbed, and he does have a point. It should have been a foul on East Central, but it's the way that it rolls sometimes, and as a team, you've got to overcome that and find a way through it. Now Ashton Seals will fake a three, and he'll get it off on the far side to Austinson. Austinson. I'm confusing myself. Nick Plajek with it. He'll give it off here to Luke Wilson. Luke Wilson, he's guarded really well on that far side. They have not allowed him anything open, and he's missed a couple when he has been open. Now on the far side here for Luke Wilson, he'll drive inside, and he'll give it back out to Seals at the top of the key. Now to Luke Wilson on the near side. Luke Wilson trying to drive inside, and he'll try to give it underneath. And That just goes, his pass goes way, it's almost kind of the ball sometimes gets stuck in it. As you go to pass, it doesn't move the way you'd like, and it stays on your hand a little bit longer. That seemed to be what happened that time, as it will be back to East Central with 7.5 to go here in the first half. It's Ramsey Kiernan. He'll give it off now to Braden Olson. Olson now to Kyle McDonald inside to Carlin. Carlin loses it, but he holds on to it, gives it back to Olson. Olson goes all the way across the court to Kiernan for three, and that's no good. And it's Carlin who puts it up and in for two. Carlin with the rebound and puts it up and in for two. Make it 22-13 in favor of the Eagles. They now lead by 9 with under 7 minutes to go. And I don't know if we got a foul or a timeout or both. But a timeout called here by Pine City. Again, the Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard here sees the East Central Eagles leading 22-13 with just under 7 minutes to go here in the first half. Embrace Orthodontics, your customized smile journey, custom braces are in Invisalign with 3 locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge. Dr. Sievers is committed to providing world-class orthodontic care in a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. Also, they will help you find a smile that you will embrace forever. You can find out more at their website at embracemn.com. Leading the way right now for the Eagles is Jacob Dixon. He has 8 points on the board out of their 22 as they lead 22-13 over the Pine City Dragons. Bragging rights on the line here in this one. East Central won the game earlier in the season and have just seemingly gotten better as the season has gone along, but so has Pine City. Both these teams battling it out here. The winner again will be one step closer to taking or tying for the conference title. Pine City has some work to do if they want to chance at the conference title. They'd have to win here tonight and probably win on out, and they'd also probably need East Central to lose at least one of their conference games in order to have a chance. But East Central, if they can win here tonight, they pretty much got it wrapped up. And I don't see a monumental collapse happening because they play teams in the conference they've already beat, and the only team they haven't played yet is Bram, and Bram not having the greatest this season, but they still fight, so that could be a very interesting game as well. So a lot of games left to go here in the conference for both teams, so this one not the deciding factor, but it will go a long way. Inbound here to Austinson, and Austinson pulled down the shot he was going to take, now gives it to Seals, now to Wilson, and Wilson trying to drive inside. He'll give it back out to Austinson. Austinson looking for some room. That's Seals, now gives it here to Osmus, and Charlie Osmus is going to be fouled. And that'll be the team third here for East Central. And we'll wait and see who they get. That's going to be on Braden Olson, his first, team's third. Nick Plajek comes out of the game, and in for him, I believe, is Riley Cummings. So Osmus will look to inbound, and he's going to have to inbound it quick here. He does to Luke Wilson in the backcourt. He brings it to the front court, gives it off far side to Ashton Seals for 3. That's going to be off the mark, no good. Racing after the rebound, though, is Charlie Osmus, and he gets the rebound. He'll give it now back out to Luke Wilson. Luke Wilson will take a 3. That's going to come up well short, and fighting for the rebound, we're going to get a jump ball. Possession arrow favors the Eagles. So they will get it back, leading 22-13 with 6:25 to go in half number 1. Inbound here to Zielinski. He's been pretty quick here. He's made some defenders slip and slide, and there, nice spin move, but gives it off to Kyle McDonald for 3, and that's no good. McDonald has not been able to get his shots going here tonight, and that one's going to go off of Jacob Dixon out of bounds, and it will go back to the Dragons. Checking in for Braden Olson is Warren Carlson for the Eagles. Riley Cummings will inbound here to Austinson. Austinson takes it up near side. He'll look for a screen from Seals. Now give it off. He wanted to give it off to Wilson and was able to get it off. Now Wilson gets a screen. Wilson trying to get around the defenders. Gives it off to Charlie Osmus for 3. That's going to be off the mark. And an easy rebound that time for Jacob Dixon. Coming the other way are the Eagles and Carlin. Carlin gives it off far side, but it's stolen away here by the Dragons. It's Austinson. And Austinson puts it up and in for 2. And they're going to get a foul here on Carlin. And again, this has been a tightly called game. They haven't really let any calls go, so that this one's going to be they're going to call it really tight. They're not going to let anything go, as, again, it's Austinson who got the shot to fall, and he'll look for the three-point play here with 5:46 to go. His team trailing by 7. And no good on the shot, so Austinson will only get 2 there as Dixon gets the rebound, and now Zielinski will take it all the way, gets the kind roll off the rim, puts it up and in for 2. to make it 24-15. And here come the Dragons, though. Luke Wilson kind of directing traffic. And Wilson will try and take it inside, gives it back out to Austinson. Austinson gives it off far side to Osmus. Now to Seals at the top of the key, dribbles inside. Seals, his shot no good. Cummings, he gets the rebound, gives it out to Luke Wilson. Luke Wilson going to drive inside, and he puts up a little floater. It's no good. And pulling that down, I did not see who that was. That is Seals who gets the rebound and puts it up and in for two. And Ashton Seals makes it 24-17 now, as here come the Eagles once again. Zielinski, again, he's had a couple times where he's dribbled almost broke his own ankles. That's what I meant to say. And the shot there, no good from Dixon, and rebounded here by Riley Cummings, and Dragons bring it up. It's Luke Wilson who is rejected there by Jacob Dixon. Jacob Dixon with a block, and Zielinski will pop up a three. That's going to come up well short into the arms of A.J. Austinson. Austinson with the rebound here for Pine City, and Luke Wilson will put up a shot. He's fouled, and he'll go to line and shoot two. I believe that might have been Carlin or Zielinski who got the foul there. 24-17, 4:33 to go, first half. That is going to go against Zielinski, his first, team's fifth. First shot is up and good there from Wilson. Make it 24-18. So Charles is okay. He works back into the game, and he'll come in for Ashton Seals. So you love to see that. Never want to see anybody hurt. Luke Wilson is no good on the second. And rebound here by Mason Charles. And he'll give it back here to Charlie Osmus, now to Luke Wilson. Luke Wilson stands at the top of the key. Wilson gives it off far side there to A.J. Austinson. Back to Luke Wilson. Wilson on the near side here. Gives it off to A.J. Austinson. That is good from A.J. Austinson for three. So A.J. Austinson will cut their deficit down to three, and it's 24-21. Here comes Zielinski. His pass to Dixon is just off his top hand, but able to bring it down. Dixon will go back out top of the key to McDonald. Now to Zielinski on the far side. Zielinski's trying to spin out of that one. Gives it out to Carlin now. Carlin near side. Goes inside to Dixon. Dixon trying to spit around Cummings, and he puts it up and in for two. Jacob Dixon has got to be the tallest man on the court right now, and Pine City has no really answer for him, as he is towering over everybody right now. Luke Wilson gives it to Austinson on the far side. Top of the key, Luke Wilson, and he has struggled tonight with those shots, as Dixon will bring in the rebound here for East Central, and not what you want to see if you're Pine City, that Wilson not getting those shots to fall. Zielinski will fake the shot. He'll go inside. Zielinski pass to Dixon is blocked from behind, but they're going to get a foul call there on Pine City. And Dixon will go to line to shoot two. That foul going to be Pine City's 10th, and it will be the first there for Austinson. And now it's two from here on out for East Central at the free throw line. Dixon, his first one is up and good to make it 27-21. Ashton Seals checks in for Charlie Osmus. 3:25 to go first half. Dixon trying to convert both free throws here. Been about 50% here tonight, and that time he converts them both. 28-21. Dixon hits them both. And so you hear there, Braden Olson checks back in for the Eagles, and checking in for Warren Carlson. Dragons will get it inbounded here from Wilson to Austinson on the far side. Austinson takes it, gives it off the near side to Wilson. Wilson for three, and that is off the mark. And Dixon, an easy rebound there for the Eagles. Now we're going to get a foul here on the Dragons. It'll be two for the Eagles, and right now the Eagles, all they're doing is kind of forcing the Dragons into fouls right now, and it's working, and Riley Cummings is going to have to sit for a while. That is his third foul, and he'll have to sit the remainder of the first half for sure, and then probably part of the second half as well. I can't imagine they'll not keep him in for the beginning of the second half, as the first one is up and no good, that time by Dixon. Mont Sidney checks in for Riley Cummings. Sidney had two quick fouls. That's why he's been out since, about 13 minutes to go in this first half. So Jacob Dixon at the line. He missed his first one, and he will not get the kind roll that time, as Mason Charles will grab the rebound here for Pine City. A.J. Austinson brings it up the court now for the Dragons. Gets a screen from Sidney, now gives it off to Wilson. Wilson looking for a screen from Seals. He'll bounce pass here to Austinson, and Mason Charles for three. He's no good. Ashton Seals with the rebound that time. Luke Wilson drives inside, looking to drive inside. Backs it out to Charles, now to Austinson for three. That's no good. Ashton Seals right there for the rebound. Seals gives it, no, he tried to go inside to Lamont Sidney, but he'll give it. Oh, that should be, so you can't hang on the basket like that, and it can't bounce, and you can't put it back while hanging, so it's not going to count there for Dixon. So Dixon's shot will not count as he hung on the rim, and the dunk was no good, and he tried to put it back while hanging on the rim, and you cannot do that, so no good there for Dixon. I like the effort, though. Osmus will give it off near side here to Wilson for the Dragons. Under 2.5 to go as Wilson tries to drive inside, backs it out to Lamont Sidney for three, and that is no good. Rebound there by Mason Charles, but it's poked and stolen away here by Jacob Dixon, and here come the Eagles the other way. It's McDonald with it, and he bounces it here to Olsen for Carlin for three, and that's good. Then Carlin for three for the Eagles to make it 31-21, a 10-point lead now for East Central with under 2 minutes to go. Luke Wilson, you can see it. He wants to get things going for himself and his team, but he's just been off here this evening. Luke Wilson takes it. He'll look top of the key. He'll give it off now to Mason Charles. Charles looks for someone to give it off to. He does to Luke Wilson on the far side. Luke Wilson will dribble towards the top of the key now. Takes it back, and he'll look for somewhere to go. Gets a screen from Sidney, and could have been a foul there, but I think Lamont Sidney sold it a little bit. A bounce pass here from Austinson to Wilson. He'll get a screen again from Lamont Sidney. Wilson will try and drive inside, and he'll give it back out to Austinson. Now to Charles. Charles for three, and that's no good as well. And Dixon, just no one can get past him right now, and he has been a huge key. Zielinski, that shot is up and no good. Austinson right there for the rebound. That was kind of an ill-advised shot there by Zielinski, and then the ball will go out of bounds. Last touch by the Dragons, so we'll go back to the Eagles. So the Dragons catch a break, and then they cannot hold on to it. Again, a bit of an ill-advised shot there from Zielinski on that last one. Tried to do too much. As now he'll take it up the court, and Zielinski gives it off far side there to McDonald, now going inside to Dixon. Dixon towering over everybody again. He has just been a monster here tonight. Gives it off to Braden Olsen. Olsen for three, that's no good. And he'll get his own rebound, though, and he'll give it no good on the shot. Rebound there by Mason Charles. Charles will take it to the basket, put it up and in for two, plus the and one. So Charles' shot is up and good, plus the and one for the possible three-point play, and this foul is going to go against Zielinski, his second, team's sixth. Mason Charles at the line for the possible three-point play. And it's good, so Charles completes the three-point play. Make it 31-24, still a 7-point lead here for East Central, and they'll look to dribble out probably the rest of this clock and take the last shot of the half. Zielinski takes it up the court. He gets a screen, now will dribble to the near side, give it off to McDonald for three, and that is no good. And trying to get the rebound was Pine City, but flying in there was Olsen. He touched it out of bounds, so we'll go back to Pine City. Olsen has been flying around the court as well for East Central. He is using that speed to his advantage, and going to get a late substitution here for East Central. Warren Carlson will check in for Zielinski. 31-24. East Central leads here with 32 seconds before half. Inbound here to Luke Wilson. Goes back to Austinson. Austinson will take it up on the far side of the court. Austinson works it top of the key, gives it to Wilson, and the Dragons look content to possibly dribble out the rest of the first half clock and take that last second shot. They want to definitely be the last ones with the shot. Instead, Luke Wilson's going to pull up from three. He's wide open, and again, Luke Wilson has not been getting those. And to be fair, it has been from way too deep right now. He is just, and I get he's wide open and he wants to take those shots, but too deep right now. He's got to take one more step. And then the shot here from Kyle McDonald for a deep three, and that'll be the last shot of the half. And he gets it to fall to put his team back up by 10 here at the halfway mark. The East Central Eagles all over the Dragons right now as they lead 34-24 at halftime. And the East Central Eagles leading at home over the Pine City Dragons. We'll take a commercial break. We'll get a word from some of our fine sponsors. And when we come back, I'll recap the first half and let you know some of the keys to the second half, in my opinion, what these two teams need to do to grab a victory here this evening. So the East Central Eagles lead over the Pine City Dragons at halftime, 34-24 here at East Central High School. You're listening to boys basketball on 100.9 FM, WCMP.
Your tomorrow is important to Pine Insurance Agency and Grinnell Mutual. That's why you can trust us to provide you with personalized service and a full range of insurance coverages you can count on. We'll be there when you need us so you can trust in tomorrow. For all your insurance needs, contact Pine Insurance Agency, your local Grinnell Mutual agent at pineagency.us today. Trust in Tomorrow is a registered trademark of Grinnell Mutual Reinsurance Company.
It's time to start pushing snow. Sorry, just the messenger. Thankfully, Minnesota Equipment in Isanti has affordable machines to do the heavy lifting. Any size property. Toro and Aaron's walk behind snow blowers. Oh, you got land, huh? How about John Deere lawn and garden tractors? Or a compact utility tractor? Minnesota Equipment has them in stock. Snow removal doesn't have to be backbreaking. Not if you get into Minnesota Equipment. Highway 65 in Isanti. Or visit minnesotaequipment.com.
Hey, I'm Chad Greenway. When I was playing, I loved chasing down running backs. But you shouldn't have to chase your bank around when you're buying a home. Franzen Bank and Trust Mortgage Consultants will be with you stride for stride, like a linebacker on a running back, from pre-approval to closing and beyond. Let Franzen Bank guide you through the mortgage process. Learn more at franzenbank.com/getThere. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
No appointment? No problem. Injuries and feeling ill don't always happen during normal business hours. That's why Wellia Health has urgency services open 7 days a week. Urgency Services in Pine City offers the care you need when you need it. Hours are now 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week. No need to call or make an appointment. Just stop in. When tomorrow isn't soon enough and normal business hours just won't do, you can count on Wellia Health to be there for you. Live life well at Wellia Health.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a four-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available. Online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Your tomorrow is important to Pine Insurance Agency and Grinnell Mutual. That's why you can trust us to provide you with personalized service and a full range of insurance coverages you can count on. We'll be there when you need us so you can trust in tomorrow. For all your insurance needs, contact Pine Insurance Agency, your local Grinnell Mutual agent at pineagency.us today. Trust in Tomorrow is a registered trademark of Grinnell Mutual Reinsurance Company.
It's time to start pushing snow. Sorry, just the messenger. Thankfully, Minnesota Equipment in Isanti has affordable machines to do the heavy lifting. Any size property. Toro and Aaron's walk behind snow blowers. Oh, you got land, huh? How about John Deere lawn and garden tractors? Or a compact utility tractor? Minnesota Equipment has them in stock. Snow removal doesn't have to be backbreaking. Not if you get into Minnesota Equipment. Highway 65 in Isanti. Or visit minnesotaequipment.com.
34-24 is the lead here for East Central on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Your customized smile journey starts with a free consultation. The team at Embrace Orthodontics wants to make your journey as seamless and convenient as possible with custom braces or Invisalign. They will also do all the insurance heavy lifting for you, and if you don't have insurance, ask about financing options. They'll find a plan to fit your budget at EmbraceMN.com. The Eagles all over Pine City right now and leading the way here for Pine City is Luke Wilson with 9, despite missing some of those three-point shots. And it has been a tough first half for Luke Wilson. He's tried to force things to get started, but he's just been taking too many shots from way too deep here in this first half. Other than that, after Luke Wilson, it is A.J. Austinson with 5 points, 3 for Lamont Sidney and Mason Charles, 2 for Ashton Seals and Riley Cummings, 3 steals for the Dragons, 1 block, and 11 fouls there in that first half. On the other side for the East Central Eagles, leading the way was Jacob Dixon, and no surprise, Dixon is all over the place here tonight. Blocks, steals, rebounds, points. He has just been a machine here this evening for the East Central Eagles, as he has 12 points and nearly double digits in rebounds here for the Eagles. Ben Carlin has 8 points behind him, then 7 for Nate Zielinski, 5 for Kyle McDonald, and 2 for Warren Carlson. So it has been they've just done a great job of not only passing the ball, but rebounding on defense and offense. And again, a big reason why is Jacob Dixon. He has been a rebound machine here this evening, and it should be no surprise to anybody that he is getting all of the rebounds here tonight for East Central. As we take a look at his rebound totals, he had 9 there in that first half unofficially. These are all unofficial stats, but unofficially he had 9 in that first half for the East Central Eagles, and they have just been unable to be stopped right now by Pine City. And even when the Dragons do get a stop, it seems like Pine City can't seem to get things going for their offense. So it has just been kind of a bad storm in this first half here for Pine City. But if you're East Central, man, everything has kind of come together the way you would hope. I'm sure that they will have things that they want to correct here at half. Of course, free throws, they're about 50%. They're a little over 50%, about 55% in that first half on free throws. I think that for the most part, I thought they played really well there in that first half. There wasn't too much that I would change. I'd say, they're doing a really good job on defense, not allowing Pine City to get those easy open shots from outside. They're guarding Luke Wilson really well, like head coach Fote said it in that pre-game interview that I had with him earlier this morning. And they've done a good job of protecting the perimeter, and then what they're doing is just kind of saying, hey, Dixon, you sit inside and don't allow anyone to get any easy shots. And that's what they've done here in this first half, and it has worked to, just so perfectly for them here in the first half. Pine City has still gotten some shots to fall, and they've gotten some fouls, but Pine City's got some work to do here in the second half, down by 10, 34-24 at the home of East Central and the Eagles. Again, Jacob Dixon is going to be a huge part of this second half if Pine City goes on any bit of run. We know that Pine City can go on these runs, and when they do, they are tough to stop when they get on these runs, because they start to shoot from 3, and when they feel like they can shoot from 3, and when they get hot from 3, it is good night, because they turn it on. And we have seen it before. It can just become a barrage of threes that not only go up, but start to fall through as well. So one thing that Eagles are going to try and have to do is prevent a run, and I know that's easier said than done, and you can't really predict a run when a team is going to go on a run. You're just not able to do that. But prevent the Pine City from going on a run, from getting hot. They are going to have to do that any way that they can, because Pine City, they can get on a run at any point in time, and when they do, good luck, because again, they shoot from 3 and they do it really well. For the East Central Eagles, not too much to change. I don't think there's anything that I would change. You got to do. I think free throws are going to be a big key here in the second half, and you're going to have to do better. I think again they were a little bit over 50% there in that first half. Jacob Dixon, he went to the line 3 times, and he was 4 for about, what would that be, 7? So a little over 50%, like I mentioned. I don't know if anyone else was at the line. I think there was, but I don't remember. That was a long time ago. But the Eagles, not much that they got to do to change. On defensively, I don't think there's really anything that they need to do to change. Offensively, they've just been on. Again, one thing that they do is they don't quickly move up the court when they don't need to. They take time, they'll pass the ball around, and then they'll drive inside aggressively, or they'll just take up a shot. And I think if there's one thing that they need to correct here is taking those ill-advised shots and ill-advised passes. We've seen it; they are starting to get momentum. They start to get shots to fall, but then they throw a pass that is a bit ill-advised, or they put up a shot that's really has no business being put up. So I think that will be something that they will look to correct here in the second half. Again, if you don't need to take a shot, if it's a shot that is too far out, or it's just being double teamed, there's no point to take that shot. So take that shot down, pull it down, pass it off to someone else instead of trying to force a shot. And I think that's one thing that they did a good job of, but at the same time could fix here in the second half, is just not forcing anything here in the second half. You got a good thing going with 34-24 to your lead. Got a good thing going. No need to overcorrect here in the second half. Again, they're going to have things they want to that they're going to go and look at and say, hey, we need to correct this, this, and this. But there's no need to overcorrect. Again, for Pine City on defense, going to have to guard inside. You're going to have to find a way around Dixon. You're going to have to make sure he's not getting the rebounds on either side because, again, he has just been a problem. And even if he's not getting the rebounds himself, he's swatting it out to someone who can get the rebound and then get the second chance opportunity here for East Central. So for Pine City, you got to get some way around Dixon. I think you're gonna have to try and force East Central into some foul trouble here because right now it is just so tough for Pine City to find anything offensively or defensively to go their way. And Luke Wilson trying to will his way with those threes to get his team back into it, but those threes are starting to become a little bit too long to take as he's taking them from about NBA range. And I'm not saying he can't make them because he certainly can. We've seen it before, but he's going to have to take that one extra step forward and then put up a shot. And I know that right now East Central has not been allowing you any chance to kind of step up and make any sort of shot, but you're going to have to find a way around that because right now those long threes are just not falling for you here in this first half. Now, the second half could be a different story. We could see Pine City go on a 20-2 run and get out to a lead, or we could see East Central just continue to build on their lead with the help of Jacob Dixon going up, getting rebounds, steals, blocks, whatever it is he needs to do. And we talked with Darren Vogt, the head coach of East Central. He said, we're going to rely on Darren Vogt. We're going to rely on Dixon here tonight to be their big playmaker inside and out. And he has been the big playmaker down inside here so far tonight. And he did have a block there in that first half. Could have got more, but he did get one foul. They, as a team, had 5 fouls, and 1 steal, and the 1 block there in the first half. And you might be thinking, how can they only have 1 steal but be up by 10? Well, they just played clean basketball. They haven't really, again, needed to take the ball away too much because they've been getting just what seemingly is every rebound on the defensive side of things and the offensive side of things. And again, second chance opportunities on the offensive side is such a big thing here, especially in this game when you've got East Central who is feeling themselves here in the first half. For the Pine City, though, you gotta get this turned around quickly because this could start to kind of have a ripple effect here in the second half and fall out of your hands and snowball effect, so to speak. So Pine City down 34-24. You're on the road in East Central, and the winner of this game one step closer to taking the conference, but it's not over yet. These two teams still have plenty of conference games to go, and it's not over by any means. But a win here for both teams would certainly put them in the right direction. East Central would stay undefeated, but if Pine City were to win, they would put both of these teams with 1 loss on the conference, and that would make it interesting as we go to the end of the season to see who would take the conference title here at the end of the year. We're just about set for the second half to start. We'll get one more commercial break, and then we'll be back for the start of the second half here on 100.9 FM WCMP.
Hey, I'm Chad Greenway. When I was playing, I loved chasing down running backs. But you shouldn't have to chase your bank around when you're buying a home. Franzen Bank & Trust Mortgage Consultants will be with you stride for stride, like a linebacker on a running back, from pre-approval to closing and beyond. Let Franzen Bank guide you through the mortgage process. Learn more at franzenbank.com/getthere. Franzen Bank & Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Here we are back on 100.9 FM WCMP, over on 95.5 FM Mora, taking care of St. Cloud Cathedral right now at half. They lead 25-15 for the Pine City girls who are playing over on 106.5 FM. They are trailing the Breck Mustangs 2-0 right now. So those are your scores updates from on the airwaves here this evening, and the Dragons will start with the ball here in this second half, and they really, again, got to get things going for themselves here in the second half as they trail by 10, 34-24. Dragons have it in their front court now, going left to right on your radio dial. East Central will go right to left. Wilson trying to get things started early. He makes a move. He'll give it out to Isaiah Haas. Haas will bounce pass here to Lamont Sidney, who drives inside, tried to pass it off to Riley Cummings, but he was fouled before that could happen. It'll be the first foul of the second half here for East Central. And if you're Pine City, I think you got to take that as a positive. You didn't get but 5 in the first half on them, and this will be Warren Carlson's first in the second half for the team. Now the inbound for Pine City goes to Isaiah Haas. He took a second to think about that long three, but he pulled it down wisely. Now off the far side for Lamont Sidney, and he drains a 3 here. And that's a good start there for Pine City. A 3, and that's kind of the start they needed, and that'll give them confidence going forward. But leaving Kyle McDonald wide open, not a ideal thing to do, as now he'll pass it behind Lamont Sidney and get it to the far side now to Warren Carlson. Now to Zielinski, top of the key. He's going to drive inside. He'll give a little floater up there. It's no good. Rebounded here by Isaiah Haas. Back the other way come the Dragons. It's Luke Wilson, who will take it to the far side elbow. He'll pause for a moment, give it into the corner for Mason Charles. Charles, give it back to Luke Wilson. A long three again is going to come up short, and we get a foul here on East Central. It'll be their second team foul of the second half, and they're going to come together and actually talk about this. So it may not be the second foul. They're going to talk about this for a moment. They're going to stick with the call. And again, referees do a great job of coming together, talking about it, and getting the right call on the court. And that's going to be Zielinski's third. Well, they get him into some foul trouble. Again, I think if you're East Central or Pine City, that's one of the things that would really help you here in this second half is getting East Central into some foul trouble, especially early on now with two of them. And that really gives you some momentum here going forth in this second half. Mason Charles will inbound here to Luke Wilson. Wilson nearly dribbles out of his own shoes, gives it off to Mason Charles. Mason Charles now to Lamont Sidney, to Isaiah Haas. Haas will dribble inside and put up a little left hook, and that's no good. He'll get his own rebound. It's it to Cummings, who puts it up, no good. And he gives it off now to Isaiah Haas, who got the rebound, puts it up and in for two from Isaiah Haas to make it 34-29. But here come the Eagles. Far side pass there for Kyle McDonald, now to Zielinski. Zielinski will look to give it off far side. McDonald for three. That's off the front of the rim, not even off the front of the rim. It's no good, and Riley Cummings brings in the rebound here for Pine City. Luke Wilson trying to drive inside. He'll give it off, and he jumped in before he got the pass off, and unfortunately that is a travel and be a turnover, and that's a momentum. That's the kind of thing that kills momentum here, is a travel call like that, and it's not Luke Wilson that it's his fault by any means, but it's just an unfortunate thing that happened. He was trying to make a play, and unfortunately that hop step is a travel. Jacob Dixon inside and gives it back out to Carlin for three. And that's through. And Carlin for three. And again, talk about momentum. It's something that is going to be huge in this second half. 37-29, the Eagles lead as Mason Charles will take it to the basket. His shot is no good. Ball still up for grabs. Mason Charles, he'll bring in the rebound here for the Dragons. Top of the key three for Lamont Sidney, and that ball still up for grabs. It's Ben Carlin who gets the rebound here for the Eagles. Takes it the other way, and the pass intercepted there by Lamont Sidney. Lamont Sidney with the steal. He'll take it to the basket, and no good on his shot, and they're going to get a foul here on East Central, and Lamont Sidney will go to the basket for two, or go to the line for two, rather. We'll see who this is on. I believe I've seen a one, so Warren Carlson, it is his third, team's third. And at the line is Lamont Sidney. Lamont Sidney at the line for two, 15:32 to go here, second half. And first one is good. It rolls off the front of the rim and falls through. Make it 37-30. Raiden Olson will check in for Warren Carlson. Lamont Sidney made his first, and he'll get another chance here. This one, no good. And we're going to jump ball call. Possession arrow favors the Eagles. 37-30, 15-31 is the score. 37-30, Eagles with the lead as they have it in their front court. Carlin faked the pass. Now he'll dribble it, spin around, and try and give it back to Olson. Olson trying to go to Dixon, and Dixon's going to be fouled. That'll be the Dragons' first. And if there's any silver lining on that one there for Pine City, it's that it's not a shooting foul, so East Central will just inbound. But this will be huge to see who this is on. It's on Sidney, and it's his third. And Kyle McDonald falling, but they're going to get him for a charge. As Kyle McDonald went to the basket, he's going to get the foul. It'll be the team's fourth and his first. Luke Wilson will take it up the court here for Pine City. Takes it top of the key, and he'll give it off to Isaiah Haas. Haas, he'll stand at the top of the key. He's kind of confused on where to go. Now he finally gives it off to Charles. Charles right back to Wilson. Wilson has been either double-teamed or kind of zone double-teamed this whole game, and he'll give it off inside to Cummings, Now far side three for Isaiah Haas is good. Three there for Isaiah Haas to make it 37-33, but here come the Eagles. It's Zielinski who gives it off to McDonald. McDonald on the far side, inside to Dixon. And he got the ball knocked out of his hands. He'll give it out to Olsen, and now to Zielinski for three. No good. Cummings will bring in the rebound one-handed. And quickly up the court go the Dragons, and it's Mason Charles who tries to drive inside, but they're going to get him for a travel. And again, those are the things that Pine City cannot do. They've got it within 4 now, and they're driving inside. They got to make sure that they're not doing and having those mistakes. Isaiah Haas checks out in for him is A.J. Ostenson, and Eagles will get it inbounded. They lead 37-33 with under 14 and a half to go here in the second half. This pass gets to Carlin on the far side. Carlin a big man, but he can shoot the three, and an ill-advised pass knocked away, and they'll say it was last touch out of bounds by the Eagles. So Sidney will inbound here to Ostenson, and Ostenson will take it on the near side. Now he'll drift to the top of the key, gives off to Luke Wilson. Wilson, he's in some trouble as he'll get a screen there from Lamont Sidney. Tried to go inside, and that was just a bad pass there by Luke Wilson, stolen away by Jacob Dixon. Just a pass that should not have been tossed inside, unfortunately. It'll be a turnover, and that's what you can't have right now if you're Pine City. Jacob Dixon inside. Now outside to Kyle McDonald for three. That's no good. And racing for the rebound, Lamont Sidney will bring it in here for Pine City. Backing it out here to Mason Charles. Charles looks to drive inside. The Euro step blocked by Dixon. And stolen away here, but stolen right back by the Dragons. Wow. Quick action here in this one as Luke Wilson will give it out to A.J. Ostenson for three. That's going to be no good. And Riley Cummings stole the rebound away there from Luke Wilson, and Wilson will bring it in from Cummings. And Wilson again double-teamed. Goes into another double-team. Now to Ostenson on the far side. Tries to dribble in. Bounce pass here to Luke Wilson, who fakes the three, then goes just the other direction, and he'll get that three to fall. Trying to get himself rolling with those threes. Makes it a 1-point deficit now for Pine City, but East Central still with the lead with under 13 to go. This pass is tipped and stolen away here by Luke Wilson, and he'll take it to the basket and put it up and in for two. The stolen pass there by Pine City gives them a 38-37 lead. So what a turn of events here for Pine City at the half. My. So at halftime, the Dragons trailed 34-24, but now have a 38-37 lead. They've gone on a 14-3 run to begin this second half. But if you're East Central, a timeout is what you need right now, and no need to panic. You're only down by one. There's no need to panic. You know your offense has been moving with some nice flow here in this half. So really no need to panic here if you're East Central. A timeout is the perfect thing that they need right now. Again, no need to panic as your team has been just rolling here, and just got to get back to what you're doing in the first half. Easier said than done once again, but if you're East Central, I don't think there's any need to panic right now. Just continue with what you're doing. Just find the open guys, drive to the basket, and you'll eventually get those shots to fall. And again, you'll draw some fouls here on Pine City, and that'll be a key there for them, I think, in the second half, because they put the Dragons in some foul trouble in that first half. So it'll be interesting. But 3 fouls for both Nate Zielinski and Warren Carlson here for the East Central Eagles. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm sure they won't stay out very much longer here as Ramsey Kiernan checks in. But yeah, there's Warren Carlson right now, and not surprised to see him in the game. Zielinski not in the game. He is in the game, excuse me. Oh, Ramsey Kiernan's going to go over and back, and he didn't realize it. I don't think Ramsey Kiernan realized where he was at, and as he went to go around the defender, just trying to make a play there, so you can't be too hard on him. He's just trying to make a play there, but a mistake that you cannot have at this point in the game if you're East Central, as A.J. Ostenson will take a three that is no good. Jacob Dixon. And jeez, referee pretty aggressive at calling Riley Cummings out on that foul. My goodness. I get it's a foul, but dang. A little bit aggressive on the foul call. Isaiah Haas will check in for Riley Cummings. My goodness. That's a look personal there for that referee. I'm not saying it's a bad call or anything. It's the right call, but it's just how he called it. He was pointing at him, and I know he didn't yell, but just stern with this call. Either way, the Eagles have it back. It's Dixon. His shot will... Oh, they're going to call a travel here on Dixon. I thought they were going to get a foul there in Pine City, but they're going to get a travel instead on Dixon, so the ball will go back to Pine City. The Dragons catch a break there. Dixon was trying to get momentum switched. Here comes Luke Wilson with now under 12 minutes to go here in the second half. Luke Wilson will drive inside, back it out now to Mason Charles, now in the far side corner to Haas. Haas goes back to Charles. Charles will... Oh, that pass was, that's Ramsey Kiernan stepping up and making a play there for the Eagles. And now a three from McDonald off the mark, and that rebound up for grabs. It's Dixon. Who else for the rebound? That'll be his 10th, and the shot on the far side, no good. Lamont Sidney for the rebound there for Pine City. And quickly up the court, and that'll be a charge on Lamont Sidney. He kind of used the ball, so I can't disagree, but at the same time, it was close. And that'll be his 4th, and again, that's what I think East Central need to do is get some of these guys in foul trouble. Now Lamont Sidney will have to sit till probably around that 5-minute mark. As here come the Eagles back the other way. And a pass tipped, stolen away by Isaiah Haas for the Dragons. And Luke Wilson will slow things down. Will give it off to Isaiah Haas on the far side. Mason Charles, he tried to pass, but it was stuck on an arm of someone, stolen away by Kyle McDonald. He'll look to drive inside, and that shot, I don't know how. I don't know what kind of magic witchery he put on that spin, but he got it to fall through. Did Kyle McDonald, and his team now leads 39-38. And we're going to get a foul call here on East Central. That'll be their team's 5th. And we'll see who it is on. It is on Dixon, his 2nd, so he's got 3 more to go, so he's okay. And it will just be an inbound. That's what I kind of figured, but Pine City tried to fool him. They tried to go to the line to shoot too, but referee's doing a good job keeping track. Luke Wilson will look to inbound. He's just going to lob it in here to A.J. Austinson, and he'll give it off to Luke Wilson on the far side. A little bit of a line drive shot. That's going to go off the side of the rim and out of bounds, and it will go back to the Eagles. And again, if Wilson just pulls that down and takes one more step forward towards the basket, I feel like a lot of these are going to start falling for him, but it's just a little too long right now. He's not getting them to fall. So Ramsey Kiernan will give it off to Zielinski, far side here for the Eagles, who lead by 1 with under 11 minutes to go. Zielinski's just going to pull out from outside the paint, puts it up and in for 2. And that is just that's a smart shot there by Zielinski. He realized, hey, I don't need to drive inside. I'm wide open right here, so I'll just take the shot. Luke Wilson wanted to go to Isaiah Haas, He'll go to Mason Charles. Now give it off to A.J. Austinson. Now to Ashton Seals. Seals wanted to go one way. Goes back the other way to Haas. Haas on the near side elbow. He'll give it off to Charles. Charles back to Wilson. Wilson thought about the long 3. Instead, wisely pulls it down. Gives it off to Mason Charles for 3. Mason Charles, that shot is well off the mark. And Ashton Seals will get the rebound, put it back up, and in for 2. 40-41 is the lead now for East Central. Under 10 minutes to go. Ramsey Kiernan, he fakes the one pass to the other way and now goes to Zielinski for 3. And if you're Pine City, that's the best result you could ask for. But Jacob Dixon, no surprise that he gets the rebound for the putback up and in for 2. But that was the best result you could have asked for, as Charles tried to get the steal, and unfortunately he missed on it. And then the Eagle, Zielinski, pulled up from 3. He missed, but Dixon again just right there for the rebound, and he will stay underneath. And now Ramsey Kiernan going to get the foul there on Austinson. And good hesitation there by Austinson just to kind of wait for Kiernan to come down and on top of him. And that'll be the first foul there on Ramsey Kiernan. Luke Wilson will inbound here, and ill-advised, but Kiernan knocked it out of bounds. So Kiernan almost with the big play there for East Central, but he'll knock it out of bounds. It will stay with the Dragons. And the Dragons have had a tough time inbounding here tonight. And Luke Wilson trying to get his 3-game working. That was going to come up off the front of the rim. And rebounded here by Warren Carlson. And it's stolen away there by A.J. Austinson. Austinson with a steal. And we're going to get a travel here on A.J. Austinson. And that's unfortunate. Mason Charles made the 3. So it would have tied the game. And with 9:14 to go on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, would have made things super interesting. Custom braces are in Invisalign with 3 locations: Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge. The Eagles trying to extend their lead here as they give it off to Zielinski for three. And that rebound, it's Jacob Dixon. There's really just no chance for anyone to get anything on Dixon as he hits the rebound. I believe that's going to be a foul on Isaiah Haas, and Dixon, I don't think will go to line to shoot too. I don't think that was a shooting foul. Yeah. No, okay, it wasn't. Isaiah Haas with his third, team's fourth, and Eagles will inbound. Kiernan will inbound here on the far side to Warren Carlson for three. It's no good, and Luke Wilson comes up with the rebound there for Pine City. Wilson will take the corner three, and he comes up short. He is just off his game here tonight with the threes, and it's been a struggle, and get a foul here on Luke Wilson. So he did a nice job on the transition defense, and Pine City got the block shot, but it'll be a foul on the Dragons. Luke Wilson. That'll be his third as well. So a lot of foul trouble here for the Dragons as they have that team. That is their team's fifth. Now the Eagles will inbound. Ramsey Kiernan trying to find someone. He gets it to Carlson, but it was knocked out of bounds by Luke Wilson. 8:47 to go. Eagles lead by 3. On that Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard, Dr. Sievers is committed to providing world-class orthodontic care in a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. Start today at EmbraceMN.com. Lob pass here to Zielinski, and he's looking to drive inside. He puts up a shot from the free throw line, and rebounded here by Mason Charles for the Dragons. Isaiah Haas working hard right now on Jacob Dixon, trying to make sure he does not have any chance at a rebound, and that's been a tough task as Ashton Seals now gives it off to Isaiah Haas. Near side three, no good. And that one somehow gets into the hand of Ashton Seals for the rebound. Luke Wilson will pass it off to Ashton Seals on the far side. Seals gives it off to Haas. Now on the near side here for Austinson. Austinson will give it off here to Wilson. Wilson top of the key. Patiently gives it off to Haas here on the near side. 8:10 to go. And he'll give it off to Charles. Charles trying to drive inside, now to Haas. And I like the patience here by Pine City as this one is knocked out by Zielinski, but Wilson gets it back. Now to Ashton Seals, far side. Three, no good in the hands of Kiernan. Kiernan right there, waiting for it to fall into his breadbasket. And that was the perfect opportunity there for the Dragons, but now a three here from Warren Carlson. And I think we'll get a timeout called here by East Central. We were kind of at a stalemate there at 43-46. Or 43-40. And now the timeout called here by East Central. So 46-40 is the lead here for the Eagles on their home court. They'll be left with 3 timeouts to go, and Pine City 4, I believe. 46-40 is the lead. 7:42 to go here in this game. East Central Eagles lead on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics helping you find a smile you'll embrace forever. Find out more at EmbraceMN.com. Eagles trying to stay undefeated in the Great River Conference. It's been a good second half battle between these two teams. Pine City went on a 14-3 run to begin the second half. But since then, they've kind of cooled off, and it's been East Central who now has a 6-point lead. Well, the timeout again called there by East Central, and it will be Dragons ball here as they will look to take it up the court. And again, it's been tough for Pine City to inbound, and give credit to East Central there. They have just been all over the Dragons. Wilson has the top of the key, and man, Carlson's doing a good job of making sure not to get a foul on those reach-ins. Oh, nice job there by Seals not to pass that ball into Haas in some traffic, and they're going to get Haas for a travel, and I got to respectfully disagree with that one. That was a good spin move. I don't think he traveled. Again, respectfully disagree. I'm not trying to say anything bad about the refs. I respectfully disagree. It's just a call I didn't think was correct. But it doesn't matter what I say because it's Eagle ball. Eagles have it up the court. It's Zielinski. Zielinski trying to get a screen there, and now inside, and it's stolen away. Looking for Dixon. Luke Wilson was right there, and now Austinson will put it up and in for 2 off the Luke Wilson steal, and Austinson was wide open. 46-42. Lob pass all the way across court to Carlin. Now going inside to Dixon, and Dixon got away with a little bit of a push off there. But he gets the ball to drop in. Wilson will give it off here to Cummings. Now to Isaiah Haas for three, and that's no good. Dixon's going to get the rebound there. He's got a double-double here tonight. And this shot from Zielinski. What a move, and what a roll on that ball to get that one to fall through. And now his team leads 50-42, and all of a sudden, Eagles starting to pull away here. The three game not working tonight for Pine City. They've just not been able to hit the ones they would like, and Wilson has tried to will his team to get those things started and just has not been able to get them started. And that rebound easy for Dixon. And the shot no good from Ossenson. And Oz is going to be pretty upset with that call, and I think he got all ball on that one. That'll be his fourth. And at the line to shoot two is going to be Kyle McDonald. 16 foul there on Pine City. The Eagles lead 50-42. So McDonald will set up at the free throw line for two. And his first one is good. Under 6 minutes to go here in the game, and the Eagles lead 51-42. Ashton Seals checks out, as does Cummings. Checking back in is Lamont Sidney and Mason Charles. And Lamont Sidney with 4, as Isaiah Haas, as well as Riley Cummings. It'll be interesting to see what Pine City does with those two. And this shot no good. So 1 for 2 there from Kyle McDonald, and the rebound by Lamont Sidney. And Sidney going to be fouled that time by Kyle McDonald. And McDonald pretty upset with himself. He kind of knows it was a foul and just upset that he got it. That'll be his second. Team's 7th. Yeah, and good call, and McDonald knew it right away, and he was pretty upset with himself, but he's done a good job here this evening of, it's okay, it's the bonus. So 1-1 here for Lamont Sidney, and first one no good, and Charles is going to get there. They've been pretty quick on that whistle for the jump ball here this evening, and some players like it, some players don't, some coaches hate it, some coaches love it. It's all on what you prefer, but Mason Charles does a good job just to tie that one up and get the jump ball call, and that three is well off the mark from Luke Wilson, but getting the rebound is Lamont Sidney to put it back up and in for two, 51-44. East Central still with the lead here in this game, and the three there, no good. Rebounded here by Braden Olson, but taking it the other way now is Luke Wilson. Luke Wilson lost his dribble a couple of times, and he's a good ball handler. But the Eagles have done a good job of kind of taking away some of his best skill sets here this evening. Sidney wanted to go top of the key to Osmus for three, and he couldn't pull it down cleanly. Now Luke Wilson for three, and that is no good again. It's Dixon. And I didn't see what happened, but they're going to get Lamont Sidney for the foul and his fifth. And that'll be the team's 7th, so they will go down and shoot a 1-1. Is Dixon at the line for the 1-1, 51-44, and he has a chance to extend this lead. And he'll make the first to make it 52-44. And Dixon makes them both. So Dixon will make them both to make it 53-44. The Eagles with a 9-point lead with 5:03 to go here in the game on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics helping you find a smile. You'll embrace forever. Find out more at embracemn.com. 53-44 is the East Central lead here with 5:03 left on that clock as we go throughout this second half. A good start to the half for Pine City, 14-3 run, but just have not been able to get over the hump of the Eagles here this evening. The Eagles trying to go on their way to bragging rights till next season and staying undefeated in the conference. And this would go a long ways in helping them take the conference title, because Pine City has held the conference title for years now. And East Central trying to change that here with a win here this evening. And now, again, the win will not give East Central the conference title. It will just help them stay undefeated in the conference, which will help them moving forward in this season. It won't give them the title here tonight, but staying undefeated in the conference goes a long ways, especially when they play the rest of the way teams that they have already beat in the conference, and there's only one that they haven't played, which is Bram. So again, this win going to go a long ways if East Central can hold on. Well, Dragons will get set to inbound. It's Luke Wilson, and Luke Wilson working with 3 fouls, so he's got a couple to give, and he takes the top of the key, guarded well. This Eagle defense, man, has just been airtight. Mason Charles now has it to Riley Cummings. Cummings will get it off to Haas. Haas to Wilson. Wilson top of the key, 4.5 to go. No need to panic here for Pine City. No need to rush. There's plenty of time left with 4:32 to go. That ball was knocked out of bounds by the Eagles, and I've always said that I think those are some bigger plays that we don't talk about. Just knocking it out of bounds will make the offense think twice about where they're passing it. That gets into the head of an offense as the game goes along. So those are big plays that they look small, but really have a huge effect as the game goes along. A.J. Austinson, he'll pass it back to Wilson, who wanted 3, but, I mean, Zielinski is all over him. He gets a screen now from Cummings, now to Haas, now back here to Wilson. Clock continues to roll again. No time to panic here for Pine City. Plenty of time. A step-back 3 from Wilson's going to come up way short. And somehow Riley Cummings comes up with the rebound for Pine City. Now Mason Charles will drive inside. His shot's no good. And another rebound there for Riley Cummings. Luke Wilson, far side 3, it's short. And A.J. Austinson will come up with the rebound here for Pine City, but it is going to be stolen away here by Braden Olson. And Zielinski is going to just drain the clock, and next year not going to be able to do that. I've never liked the fact of teams being able to kind of just hold on to the ball. We've seen it all over, teams who will hold on to it and we'll see a 6-2 game in basketball. I've never been a fan, and give credit though there to Zielinski for just holding on to the ball, realizing, hey, I can hold on to this. I think they got 5 seconds until they have to advance it forward, but realizing that, hey, I've got time, I can hold on to this, I don't have to rush, I can take time off the clock because there's no shot clock yet. There will be a shot clock next year, which I'm going to be interested to see how it changes teams, as Kyle McDonald has a free roam to the basket. No good. Rebounded there by Jacob Dixon. And some sort of charge or elbow by him. Going to give the ball back to Pine City. 53-46, and a foul there on Jacob Dixon, his third, team's 8th. And the Dragons will get set to inbound, and a timeout called here by East Central and their head coach, Darren Fote. So the Eagles lead 53-46. They call a timeout. They'll be left with 2. And it is still a 7-point lead here for the Eagles in this game. On that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, Embrace Orthodontics, your customized smile journey starts with a free consultation. The team at Embrace Orthodontics wants to make your journey as seamless and convenient as possible with custom braces or Invisalign. Find out more at EmbraceMN.com. Eagles lead, trying to go on their way to their second victory over Pine City in the same season. They lead by 7, 53-46, with under 3 minutes to go in this game. Timeout recently called there by East Central and head coach Darren Fote. And again, great opportunities to speak with both these coaches, Fote and Allen. Allen after these games, and Fote I just had an interview with this morning, and I appreciate all the coaches that are willing to do interviews with me and take time to talk with me either after games, before games, or on the phone. It is greatly appreciated, and again, I know people enjoy hearing interviews, so I always like to get those out to them. Well, Pine City will inbound here to Luke Wilson. Down by 7 with under 3 minutes to go. Still no time to panic yet for Pine City. No need to rush things, but it's getting to that time where it's starting to become a time crunch as Luke Wilson tries to drive in. He gets the friendly roll, and it will fall through for 2. And that might be what they're going to try to do here. Now down by 5. As they will try and probably, I'm guessing, drive more inside as that three-point ball hasn't been working so far tonight. The Eagles will just continue to run the clock here. Zamora gets the victory over St. Cloud Cathedral 57-40. Breck up over Pine City 4-1 after 2 periods. This ball nearly stolen away. Jacob Dixon comes up with it, but pass goes right into the hands of Luke Wilson, and he'll take it to the basket. That's not the kind roll that he was looking for, and Carlin brings in the rebound. So an empty possession there for Pine City, and you can't have those with this limited time left. 2:05, 53-48, and we get a foul here on Luke Wilson, his 4th, and oh boy, that'll be interesting. Ben Carlin will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. With 2:05 to go. Ben Carlin again at the line to shoot 2, or a 1-and-1, I apologize. Shot is up, no good, and rebound still up for grabs. It's taken by Zielinski. And then the pass taken away by A.J. Austinson. So a steal there for Austinson. And we get a foul call here on East Central. And that foul there on Warren Carlson, his 4th, team's 9th, and Austinson gets this one to fall. 53-49. And this shot right here is going to be huge. As it will be a 3-point game. So Austinson with 2 key free throws, and East Central obviously just going to waste as much time as they can here on this possession. Going to not try and go and shoot anything, as they can waste the rest of the clock if they found a way to do it. Instead, Kyle McDonald's going to take it to the basket. No good on the shot, and a foul called there on Pine City. Someone's fouling out, and we'll see who. It might be Isaiah Haas. It looks like it is. And Isaiah Haas, his 5th, he'll foul out. That's the 2nd Dragon to foul out, and Charlie Osmus will check in for him as Kyle McDonald is at the line to shoot 2. These will be 2 big free throws here for both sides. If he makes both, it's a 5-point game. If he makes neither, it's still a 1 possession. And McDonald, there we go. Well, this is a 2-possession game, 4 points. And this will be huge now because Pine City struggled with the rebounds. They need to get over Dixon. And it's no good. Oh, and Kyle McDonald gets his own rebound, puts it back up and in for 2. And my goodness, if you're Pine City, that is just the opposite of what you needed. But here come the Dragons the other way. East Central leads by 5. Luke Wilson, little floater, is going to get the roll home. And back down to a 3-point lead now for East Central, 55-52 with under a minute and a half. Here we go. This is going to be a fun end to this one. Lob pass here for Carlin, and Pine City trying to double team so they can get that kind of pass and steal it, but struggling here. And now Zielinski has that one poked out, but he'll bring it back for himself. He'll take a long 2, and it's no good. Riley Cummings tried to get the rebound and unable to, as Jacob Dixon again, another one. And Pine City's going to have to start fouling, I think. Under a minute to go. You're down by 3. I know you don't want to foul yet because you still have a chance at bringing it back with, getting a 3 and tying it up, but clock is rolling. And if you don't get 3 on the next shot you take, you're still down by 1. And Zielinski's going to shoot it too, and that is going to be probably close to a dagger. 57-50. 52, I apologize, 57-52. Luke Wilson got a shot to fall and make it a 3-point game again. I don't know if there was a foul call or not. We're going to get a timeout. Yes, a timeout called here by Pine City. Down by 3 with 23 and a half seconds to go. So, here's where it becomes interesting. Pine City down by 3. And I'm guessing you'll have to either get a steal, a quick steal, or foul right away. And it's unfortunate because East Central's been pretty good from the free throw line here tonight. So I think you're looking at Kyle McDonald as the guy you want to send to the line. He has not been, if you're looking at it percentage-wise, he has been the, I don't want to say worst Eagle at the free throw line, but he's been the least effective. There we go. He's been the least effective from the free throw line here tonight. So if you're Pine City, that's who you want to send to the line. And trying to get a steal, trying not to. Oh, are they calling that a foul? Oh, I got to respectfully disagree on that one. There was a bubble. No, they didn't call a foul. Okay, I was going to say, there was a bubble around the player, and I was going to say, that's not a. Okay. I seen Kyle Allen jumping up and down. I thought they called a foul. I was like, oh, there was at least a foot around the offensive player. I didn't think it would have been a foul, but timeout instead. So here we go. Timeout called there by East Central. Now, I don't know if this resets the 10-second clock to get it up the court. I don't know if it does, or will it reset, or will they be stuck with, I think it's 5 or 4 seconds left to get it up to the front court. I don't know. And these are the little rules that I'm not sure about. I know pretty well what the rules for basketball, but these little rules I don't know about. I'm guessing it would reset it. I'm guessing. Otherwise, I think you'd be almost okay with the timeout call there, because then if they come back out and it's not reset, they've only got a couple seconds to get it up the front court, then all you do is double team once again and waste that time, and you'll get it back and with about 15 seconds. So I'm guessing it restarts. Inbound here to McDonald, and that's the guy you want to foul, and they're not going to, and you got to foul now. And Luke Wilson's going to foul out, as that will send McDonald to the line for 2. Yeah, that was a little too much time wasted there. 12 seconds to go as Luke Wilson fouls out. Ashton Seals will come in for Luke Wilson. But again, it's Kyle McDonald at the line again. He's been the least effective from the free throw line here for Pine City, or for East Central, excuse me. So it'll be interesting. It's not that he hasn't made any, but last time he was out there, he missed both. But he did get his own rebound, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Timeout called here by Pine City. 57-54. $12 seconds to go here in the game. East Central up by 3. And I think this is the only way you could want this one to end. A Great River Conference matchup. East Central with the win stays undefeated and tries to go on their way to take the conference title from Pine City. A loss here for East Central ties both of these teams at the top of the conference with 1 loss and splits the season series. So a lot on the line in this one. As again, it'll be Kyle McDonald at the line for 2. If he makes them both, you pretty much, it's not pretty much over, I shouldn't say that, but it's well on its way. If he misses both, you got to get up the court quickly. You got to take I'd assume you're looking for a 3, maybe a 2 if it presents itself, but there it is. He makes 1, and that will, you can't say it does it because they still have time left, and they'll foul it if they get a shot off in time, but that is, and that's a dagger right there. 2 made by Kyle McDonald will pretty much put this one away. As here comes AJ Ossenson will get it out here to Seals, and well, they got to put up something, and they will throw it up, no good, and that's it. Jacob Dixon with the rebound, and that will seal it here for East Central as the Eagles grab the victory tonight over the Pine City Dragons and remain undefeated in the Great River Conference, 59-54. So the Eagles grab the victory here tonight. 2 wins on the season over Pine City, and they stay undefeated in the Great River Conference. The Eagles with the victory over the Pine City Dragons. We'll take a commercial break here, word from our fine sponsors, and we'll come back and recap this game let you know what's coming up for both these teams the rest of this week, as well as our broadcast schedule. You're listening to Boys Basketball on 100.9 FM WCMP.
No appointment? No problem. Injuries and feeling ill don't always happen during normal business hours. That's why Wellia Health has urgency services open 7 days a week. Urgency Services in Pine City offers the care you need when you need it. Hours are now 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week. No need to call or make an appointment. Just stop in. When tomorrow isn't soon enough and normal business hours just won't do, you can count on Wellia Health to be there for you. Live life well at Wellia Health.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a four-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Your tomorrow is important to Pine Insurance Agency and Grinnell Mutual. That's why you can trust us to provide you with personalized service and a full range of insurance coverages you can count on. We'll be there when you need us so you can trust in tomorrow. For all your insurance needs, contact Pine Insurance Agency, your local Grinnell Mutual agent at pineagency.us today. Trust in Tomorrow is a registered trademark of Grinnell Mutual Reinsurance Company.
It's time to start pushing snow. Sorry, just the messenger. Thankfully, Minnesota Equipment in Isanti has affordable machines to do the heavy lifting. Any size property. Toro and Aaron's walk behind snow blowers. Oh, you got land, huh? How about John Deere lawn and garden tractors? Or a compact utility tractor? Minnesota Equipment has them in stock. Snow removal doesn't have to be backbreaking. Not if you get into Minnesota Equipment. Highway 65 in Isanti. Or visit minnesotaequipment.com.
Hey, I'm Chad Greenway. When I was playing, I loved chasing down running backs. But you shouldn't have to chase your bank around when you're buying a home. Franzen Bank and Trust Mortgage Consultants will be with you stride for stride, like a linebacker on a running back, from pre-approval to closing and beyond. Let Franzen Bank guide you through the mortgage process. Learn more at franzenbank.com/getThere. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
No appointment? No problem. Injuries and feeling ill don't always happen during normal business hours. That's why Wellia Health has urgency services open 7 days a week. Urgency Services in Pine City offers the care you need when you need it. Hours are now 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week. No need to call or make an appointment. Just stop in. When tomorrow isn't soon enough and normal business hours just won't do, you can count on Wellia Health to be there for you. Live life well at Wellia Health.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a four-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
The final on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, 59-54 in favor of the East Central Eagles. Embrace Orthodontics, your customized smile journey starts with a free consultation. The team at Embrace Orthodontics wants to make your journey as seamless and convenient as possible with custom braces or Invisalign. They will also do all the insurance heavy lifting for you. And if you don't have insurance, you can ask about financing options because they want to help you find a plan to fit your budget at EmbraceMN.com. So the Eagles get the victory here, 59-54, and remain undefeated in the Great River Conference here after a win here tonight. And this will certainly help improve them as they go forward, as well as help them get closer to their aspirations of grabbing that conference title here in the Great River Conference. Looking at these two teams stat-wise, on the other side for the Pine City Dragons, Luke Wilson led the way with 22 points, 9 for both Lamont Sidney and A.J. Austinson. And then it's Isaiah Haas with 5, 4 for Ashton Seals, and 3 for Mason Charles, 2 for Riley Cummings. So, again, these are unofficial stats, so take them with a little grain of salt. But again, leading the way, 22 points for Luke Wilson, 10 rebounds for Mason Charles, but 12 for Riley Cummings. They had 8 total steals here in the second half for 11. They had a block in the first half, and they had 21 total team fouls as they had 10 here in the second half. On the other side for the East Central Eagles, they had 4 players in double digits, and leading them was Jacob Dixon with a double-double, 18 points, 19 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks, and he finished with 3 fouls. Then followed him was Nate Zielinski with 13 points, 3 rebounds, and he finished with 3 fouls as well. 12 points for Kyle McDonald, and he made those 2 key free throws, clutch, we'll call them, clutch free throws here at the end of this game. As if he doesn't make those, man, Pine City has a chance to tie this with a 3-point shot, and you can bet they're, instead of trying to rush things there, they're going to set something up with about 10 seconds left by the time they get into the front court. They're going to set something up, and they're going to try and get that final 3-point play before the buzzer to bring this into overtime, and that's just not what was able to happen because Kyle McDonald made those clutch free throws at the end of this one to finish with 12 points. And then following him was Ben Carlin, who made 3 threes tonight, finished with 5 rebounds as well, and he stayed clean, no fouls on the board for him. They had 4 steals in the second half to finish with 5. 2 blocks here in this game, 1 in the first half, 1 in the second by Jacob Dixon. 5 fouls in the first, 9 fouls here in the second to finish with 14 as a team. So the East Central Eagles once again get the victory here tonight over the Pine City Dragons. They will now improve to 11-5 on the season, to 7-0 in the conference, and they are now on a 9-game win streak here. That dates back all the way to Thursday, December 29th, when they got their win over Hope Academy, and it's now extended here to the end of January into February here tomorrow. For Pine City, they lose their second straight here, and they will drop to 9-8 on the year, 6-2 in the conference, and they will be looking forward to going on and trying to get a win here the rest of this week. And let's take a look at the Great River Conference real quick, as East Central will stand alone at the top, 7-0. Pine City will move into second, will stay in second rather, at 6-2. Then it's Rush City and Hinckley Finlayson at 5-3 and 4-3. Bram and Ogilvie at 2-5, Mille Lacs at 0-8. So the top 3 are pretty much set alone right now. Other than Hinckley Finlayson, they're at 4-3, and they have a chance to move into that third spot with a couple more wins here before the end of the season. But right now, East Central, they lead the way, and they will look to run the table here to end the season and come away with the Great River Conference title. And that would be huge because Pine City has held that title for the longest time here for the last, I don't know how many years, but East Central now on their way to grabbing a Great River Conference title. They still have some work to do, though, this season. They have plenty of conference opponents to play. In fact, they'll play one on Thursday right back here at home against Hinckley Finlayson, and then next Tuesday they'll be on the road to take on Rush City. Then that Friday, February 10th, they'll play against Bram at home. They'll play them again on Saturday, February 18th, and then they'll finish up their conference schedule on Thursday, February 23rd against Ogilvie here at home. So they've got a few games left here against conference opponents. Those will be huge. But again, they've already beat Hinckley Finlayson, they've already beat Rush City and Ogilvie. The only team they haven't played yet is Bram, but they will play them twice within a week period of each other. The first one will be at home, the next one on the road there for the East Central Eagles. But a win here extends the streak to 9. They move to 7-0 in the conference, and again 11-5 overall. For Pine City coming up, as I mentioned, they'll look to get back on track the rest of this week. They'll travel up to Isle to take on Mille Lacs on Thursday. That'll be it for them this week. Only 2 games this week, and then they'll come back next week where they'll have 3 games. They'll start with it on Monday against St. Francis at home, then Bram at home on Tuesday, and then next Friday they'll finish it up with a game on the road against Malacca. But their conference schedule isn't over yet. As I mentioned, Mille Lacs, Bram, Ogilvie, and Hinckley Finlayson they still have yet to play. So there's still a chance that this conference title is still up for grabs, but a two-game lead now for East Central in the conference is going to be tough to overcome if you're Pine City, and East Central certainly has all momentum going their way. Looking at the broadcast schedule coming up, we have 1 game on Thursday. That'll be East Central taking on Hinckley. So I'll be right back here for that East Central game as they get set to take on the Hinckley Finlayson Jaguars. That'll be on this very station, 106.5 FM AM 1350. Then the rest of the week, it'll be on Friday 2 games, as we'll have Pine City hosting Mille Lacs. That's a girls' game there on Friday, right on this station. And then over on 95.5 FM, more girls basketball as Bram will host Ogilvie there on Friday. That wraps it up here for this one. The East Central Eagles, 7-0, stay undefeated in the Great River Conference with a victory over the Pine City Dragons, 59-54. It's a great win here for the Eagles and a tough one there for the Dragons to lose as they fall to, again, 6-2 in the Great River Conference. They've got some work to do, but East Central in firm control of the Great River Conference, and the title runs through them. I want to thank all of you who tuned in here tonight, whether you were listening on the radio or watching on our YouTube. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you're watching it on YouTube, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And if you hit that subscribe button, you will be notified anytime that we go live with a local sporting event. So make sure to hit that subscribe button so you're notified. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Thanks so much to all of the fine sponsors who sponsored this broadcast. So if it weren't for our sponsors, well, we won't be able to come out here and bring you any of these games. So thanks too much to all of our fine sponsors. Thanks so much again to all of you, and thanks to all the fine sponsors. Remember, you can find all of the local scores updates on the morning shows, not just from this one, but from other ones from around the local listening area on 95.5 FM with Rock and Robin Riley at 7:30 and 8:30, and then over on 100.9 FM with Josh O'Meara at 7:45 and 8:45. Those are where you can find your local sports updates from this game as well as other games around the local listening area. So, again, the final here on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, the East Central Eagles 59, the Pine City Dragons 54. Thanks all for tuning in here tonight. Remember to be kind to everyone. You never know what someone is going through, and your kindness could truly make their day. For WCMP, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman, and thanks so much for tuning in, and have a great rest of your night.